Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jamie. If you are anywhere on BookTok, BookTube, the book community on the internet, you have seen this video. Today I'm going to be blind picking my TBR, and I'm so excited to do it because I've been gathering up enough books to finally be able to randomly pick them out. I already picked out about 11 books. We're gonna wrap them and then we're gonna Google generate numbers and then pick out, I believe, about 4 books to read in the next month-ish. We got all of our supplies. I do have Christmas wrapping paper, but I'm just gonna do it inside out and do just the plain brown on the outside. But first, before we get into anything else, I am going to show you the books that I picked out. Also, another thing, if you guys are wondering what book I'm reading at the moment, and so you guys can get excited to hear what I have to say about it, I am on As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson, which is the 3rd book in the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. So I have read the other 2 this month, and I'm on the last one. Okay, so it looks like we have, I think it's 11 books that I picked out. I wanted to get a good variety, and honestly, I don't think I'm gonna be mad with literally any of these. I also think this is so fun because when you have books that you haven't read on your shelf for a long time, they kind of lose their excitement, like the new book appeal, and I feel like this is like Christmas morning. A couple of these I've had for quite a while, so I'm excited to hopefully be forced to read them. We're gonna go through and I'm gonna talk about all the books that I picked out. Hi guys, Editing Jamie here. So I don't know how this always happens to me, but somehow I lost the footage talking about the first 3 books on the stack, so I'm just gonna pop in and talk about them really quick for you. So the first book we have is Find Me by Andre Osman. This is the 2nd book to Call Me By Your Name. Call Me By Your Name I read years ago, and I absolutely fell in love with his writing, and ever since then I've been wanting to read this book. I've also had this on my shelf for over a year, so I want an excuse to actually finally pick it up because I know I'll probably fall in love with it like I did the first one. So the first one's about Elio and Oliver and their kind of love story. This one I believe is about Elio's dad, and he goes on a trip to Rome, so you kind of get to go on that journey with him. I'm not sure if that's also a love story, but I'm still just as interested and I need an excuse to pick this up. Then we have The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Literally everyone knows what this book or series is. If you don't, then you're living under a rock. Sorry, no offense. But The Inheritance Games has literally been so popular. I don't know how I haven't read it yet, but I'm also glad I haven't so that I can read it and experience it with you guys. I just have the first one right now, so I thought I would include that in here, and if I picked it, then I would read the rest of the series sometime soon after that. It's about Avery Grams, who inherits all this money from this guy that she doesn't really know. The only rule, essentially, to inheriting all this is that she has to live in the house that she inherits from this guy with his 2 grandsons, I believe. And I think there's a love triangle thing that happens, and they solve all these puzzles that their grandpa left behind for them. Got some mystery, got some thriller, and some romance, but it is YA, so I'm really excited. But I've heard so many good things about this series, so I really hope I pick this. Then we have If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. All I really know about this book is that it makes everyone cry and that it's really sad, is essentially what I've heard. I know it's about Autumn and Finn. I believe it's childhood friends to lovers, second chance throughout high school. It kind of tells you what's going to happen in the synopsis on the back of the book, so you know it's not going to end happy. That's basically all I know about this book, is that I've heard that it literally makes people bawl their eyes out. So those were the 3 first books that I lost the footage from, and let's get back to the video now. Basically, the husband in this book has face blindness, so he can't recognize faces, I guess, and his wife is definitely struggling with that. They went a trip to Scotland, and one of them thinks the trip was just they were randomly selected but it turns out they weren't. And it says,
one of them is lying and someone doesn't want them to live happily ever after.
Then we have My Policeman by Beth Ann Roberts. I just want to read this book so bad because I want to watch the movie. I've heard very mixed things about this book. I've heard you either think it's kind of boring or you absolutely love it. I'm very intrigued to find out which side I'm on. Then we have another Alice Feeney book. We have Sometimes I Lie. So basically Amber, the main character, wakes up. Well, not wakes up. She realizes she's in a coma. She can't move. She can't see anything, but she can hear everything around her. She thinks that her husband or her sister or both has something to do with the accident. She's kind of slowly starting to remember what happened while also hearing everything around her when people think that she can't hear them. I've just been on a big thriller binge. I know I'll absolutely love this. Then we have Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. This I've had on my shelf for a little bit. I honestly loved Love Hypothesis. I don't know what it was. Her writing is just so refreshing. So I just need an excuse to pick this up. She has kind of the same like niche in all of her books that I know of, a science romance. So I believe this one is an enemies to lovers, while Love Hypothesis was fake dating. I've heard a lot of things that this one is too similar to Love Hypothesis, but I think it's just in the way that like they're both sciencey romances. But I don't think they're gonna be that similar just because they're two different tropes. I definitely just need an excuse to pick this up. Then we have If We Were Villains by ML Rio. I've had this one on my shelf since October and I just never got around to it. This cover of this book is absolutely beautiful, first of all. This one is about Oliver Marks. He is finally released from prison 10 years after this accident happened. I believe someone is killed. He was a part of this very prestigious, I think, liberal arts school, and it says,
but in their fourth and final year, good-natured rivalries turn ugly, and on opening night, real violence invades the students' world of make-believe. In the morning, the fourth years find themselves facing their very own tragedy, and their greatest acting challenge yet.
Convincing the police, each other, and themselves that they're innocent. So this is 10 years after this happened, when the guy who's convicted is finally out of jail, and he's finally ready to tell the truth about what actually happened that night. Then we have Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. I've only read Normal People by Sally Rooney. I have this one and I also have Beautiful World, Where Are You on my TBR, but I just decided to put one on there and I just decided to go with the shorter one. Again, this has been on my TBR for a long time. There's a lot of mixed reviews on this and just on Sally Rooney's writing style in general. I believe it's about a student having an affair with someone and that's all I know. I really liked Normal People, so I've just been wanting to read another Sally Rooney book since then. I just have been very hesitant because I've heard very mixed things and I really want to like it. So yeah, I just need to be forced to actually read it. Then we have The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This is book 1 in the Dreamland Billionaire series, or duology. I believe this one is fake dating. I totally could be wrong. I always mix up the two. And I've been wanting to read this series so bad, so if I pick this one, I definitely will not be disappointed. Then last but not least, we have Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, and this one I've also had on my shelf for ages and I've been wanting to read this duology so bad. These covers, can we just talk about them? Can we just talk about them for a second? These are so beautiful. Dance of Thieves is the first book. Honestly, I'm not really sure how to explain this, so I'm just gonna read the synopsis. It says,
a formidable outlaw family that claims to be the first among nations, a son destined to lead, thrust suddenly into power. 3 fierce young women of the Raton, the Queen's premier guard, a legendary street thief leading a mission determined to prove herself, a dark secret that is a threat to the entire continent. When outlaw leader meets reformed thief, a cat-and-mouse game of false moves ensues, bringing them intimately together in a battle that may cost them their lives and their hearts.
I love a good enemies to lovers, which I assume this is what it will be. I really hope I pick this one up. So those were the books that I chose to wrap. Honestly, I tried to pick out all books that I wouldn't be mad about reading because I'm not trying to put myself into a slump right now. I'm gonna watch some YouTube and we're going to wrap the rest of these. we've wrapped the first book. Is this not just so satisfying? Like, I want everyone to buy me books and wrap them like this. Okay. Anyways, let's continue. Okay, so I ran out of wrapping paper and I still have 7 books to wrap. So I'm gonna go downstairs and get some more and hopefully there'll be enough. Okay, I got more. It's more Christmas wrapping paper. Has a brown on the inside though, so these ones have Santas on it. How cute. Okay, so I just finished wrapping all of them. The only unfortunate thing is that I didn't have enough wrapping paper for all 11, so I had to take out 1 book. I only ended up wrapping 10. So I took out My Policeman, so yeah, it just ended up being the last one I was gonna wrap, but I just didn't have any wrapping paper left. Sorry if you were excited that I would maybe read that. I will get to it eventually, I swear. So now I just need to number them and then we will pick out which ones we're gonna read. Okay, I kind of mixed them up so that I wouldn't remember the order of them. I honestly do not remember what ones are what, so that's good. Got them all numbered here, 1 through 10. So now it is time to pick out which ones we're gonna read. Okay, my camera's literally about to die, so I need to go kind of fast. I had to put my hair up because I literally was sweating after wrapping those. I don't know why. Let's pull up the number generator. I'm nervous. Okay, so I should show you. So, generate. I got book number 7. I think I'm just gonna pick them all out and then I will open them up. Book 1, okay. Book 8. Book 5. Ooh. I think I know what this one is. The books that we ended up with were 5, 8, 1, and 7. I do not remember them at all. I think this is probably Conversations with Friends. I don't know. Should I close my eyes? If I just close my eyes. Oh, I think I was right. Yep, our first book we have is Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. So you guys can see it before I do. Ooh, what is this? Oh, we got The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh, I have no idea what these are. This is literally like Christmas morning. I'm so excited. Ooh, is this If He Had Been With Me. Oh my god. If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. Last but not least. I don't know. Ooh, and we have If We Were Villains by ML Rio. Okay, we got a good mix up here. These are the 4 books that I ended up with. One like just basically literary fiction, a little bit of romance. Then we got this one, which is like YA mystery, I think. Then we got romance, and then we have mystery. So I'm so excited. This is such a solid, I feel like, group of books. Very random, but also I don't think I'll be disappointed. So I am very excited about that. But that is going to be it for today's video. I am so excited with the books that I ended up with. The only one I am a little bit nervous about is Conversations with Friends, just because I've heard so many mixed things. Look out for these books in the next monthly review, and maybe even doing a reading vlog on The Inheritance Game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys very, very soon.